I gotta install 100 of these receptacles throughout this whole house along with the covers. I'm gonna show you the most efficient way that I found to do so. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Josh. Channel is all about building your own house, saving a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and hammer that like button for me. That's all I ask in return for making this video. So the first thing we got to do is make sure we have the legal receptacle for this job. So I'm going to show you how to discover that. If I installed these receptacles throughout the house would fail inspection immediately. If I installed these receptacles throughout the house would pass in regards to the receptacles. And if you look at them, they're both very similar. They have the similar terminals, look about the same, but there's a subtle difference that's very important to look out for. So always check your local building codes, but in my area, I'm going to show you what it is. Here they are up close. This is the one that would fail inspection. And the reason why that is, it is not tamper resistant. So if you're wondering what tamper resistant is, I'll show you an example. So as you can see, here's a regular plug-in. So if we plug in just one side here, it will go right in. Now on the tamper resistant outlet, if we try to plug it in, it won't go in. And the reason why is there's a mechanism that requires two items to be plugged in, one in one side, one in the other. And that way it'll go in and it will not allow you to put, let's say, a fork or a sharp item in one side or the other, because that's going to be a way for a kid to push something in these outlets and get shocked. So clearly, they could go ahead and plug a fork in, let's say, together if it was missing the middle prongs, but clearly it's going to be way less apt to happen if you had it to where it had to be in at the same time. So just wanted to show you that. So if you want to know how you see if it's TR, typically you would see TR in between these two slots, but this is a little different model. You can barely see the TR right there on the metal, and I'll show you the packaging here in just a second, but you can see kind of up close it says TR right there. And I asked the inspector if it was fine not to have it stamped on the white part, and he said it was. So as long as the packaging says it's tamper resistant and you can clearly tell the mechanism was working. But I just wanted to clear that up before I show you how to install all these efficiently. And as far as the box goes, as you can see here, it clearly says TR tamper resistant right on them. And these are 15 amp receptacles, as you can see. Another code in my area is the outside outlets that are on porches and around the outside of the house need to be tamper resistant and weather resistant and GFI protected. So this outlet is just weather resistant and tamper resistant because this circuit is GFI protected via the breaker on the inside of the house. So double check your local building codes to see if you need to do the same. An easy way to check to see if they're weather resistant is they will have this WR stamped on them, and the tamper resistant in this case is stamped TR in between the plug-in like I mentioned earlier. This is the panel box I installed. This is the outside circuit, and I can tell it's GFI because of this purple test button, and the white test button indicates that's just an arc fault breaker. So this outside receptacle circuit is protected with GFI, so that's how I can get away with just have a weather resistant and tamper resistant outlet. So since I got 100 of these receptacles to install, I'm going to show you how I do it efficiently. So the first thing I do, I empty out the whole left side of my tool belt, and I'll go ahead and open up the box of receptacles, and I'll put it right in the large compartment here, and I'll rip off the top so I can just reach in and grab them and stick it right here in my side pouch. So again, it's really quick and easy to grab one and when you need it. And then I'll go ahead and open up a box of covers, and I'll put 5 on one side and then 5 on the other. So now I got 10 receptacles and 10 covers on this side. So this is my supply side. And then on this side, I got my screwdriver with a square drive on it because this fits the terminals and the screws that anchor the receptacle into the outlet box. And I also have just a straight screwdriver on a driver like this because it's easier to put on the cover with these. I'll show you that in just a minute. I also removed the hammer and tape measure from this side, and I put my trash in this large compartment as I go. So let's go ahead and start installing them. So the next tip is get yourself a 5-gallon bucket. This is an empty drywall bucket. We place it here right beside our outlet, and that's going to act as our seat. So that way we can just do our job. then go from outlet to outlet with ease. And also, if you're wondering, you can use an impact driver or you can use your hand screwdriver to do this installation. But I do like to use just a regular screwdriver because I like to feel the torque of the wires going onto the terminals. Just my preference. I don't think there's a problem with using an impact driver to tighten down everything. But again, I just prefer to do it the old-fashioned way. I just feel like it's more secure. All right, let's go ahead and install an outlet. First thing I'll do is pull the wires out of the box, and then I put the ground to the bottom left here, and then the whites over to the left, and then I'll put the black wires to the right. These are your powers, these are your neutrals. So that way, meaning I install my outlet like this, it already corresponds with the terminals, so I don't really have to think about it. So I also know in order to install this correctly, I need to have the hook coming up around like this onto the screw. So I'll go ahead and get those in position, and then these I'll go ahead and turn in the position I need them to be in. So something like that. So that way the wires are roughly where they need to be. Now we can easily install our outlet. So the black wires go with the gold terminals, the silver terminals go with the white wires, and the green terminal goes to your ground wire. So all we got to do now is go ahead and put our wires and connect them to the terminals. So since we got to tighten this down, turning the screw clockwise, we want our wire to come in from the bottom and up around since we're having it facing like this. So we'll go ahead and hook it on like that. And we always like a nice secure fit. That's the key when it comes to installing your receptacles. So we'll go ahead and loop it around, make sure it's tight. And then all you got to do is literally tighten it down with your screwdriver. And just so you know, it doesn't matter if this black wire went on this terminal or this terminal, it doesn't matter. So just as long as black goes to gold, and now do that to your next wire. Be sure to tighten it down tight because that's extremely important to make sure there's no arcing. Now come over to this side, and now we need to come in from the top because again, the screw tightens clockwise. Because we come down from the bottom this time, it would push the wire away from the terminal. So we don't want that. So we want to come in from the top of the screw this time. And again, either wire is fine. And if you need to see a video on how to prepare these wires, check out the video in the top right hand corner of the screen here. It's going to show you how to prepare these wires and strip them and everything. But I did that in another video, so I figured I'd refer you to it if you need to know. All right, now we just do the same with our ground. Hook it right to our green screw, the same fashion. Tighten it down really tight, and that looks good. And now all we got to do, fold your wires into the box nice and neat. I like to either fold up or down, and then just gently push the outlet into the box. And now take your screwdriver and install your screw that's on the top and bottom of the receptacle into the screw hole that's in the outlet box. And now just take your plate cover or your outlet cover and unwrap it. And place your trash into the right side of your tool bag. And you always got to pop this screw out of the packaging as well. And now place your cover on. And sometimes you got to torque this outlet one way or the other for it to set square. So if you do have to do that, take a pair of needle nose. And all you got to do is grab this metal flange and just bend it left or right a little bit if you have to. Again, you just grab the metal piece and you can torque it this way or torque it this way a little bit. Just don't do it really hard, but just enough to square it up. And if you do that, make sure you just re-tighten it down a little bit, like so. And then go ahead and put your plate cover on. Now I like to use this because I can twist it with my fingers really easy. So we'll go ahead and put that into place, and as you can see, it takes no time to twist that on. And don't over tighten this because it can crack the cover. Just snug it up really well. And that's all there is to installing the outlet. And now we got to do this to 100 outlets. Now that you see me installing a receptacle using a screwdriver, we're going to do it with an impact driver now. Clearly the impact driver is going to be quicker, but I still think the screwdriver gives you a better job. I just wanted to show you both ways. Leave a comment below and let me know which way you prefer to do it. Same idea, go ahead and pull the wires out of the box. Put the blacks on the right side if you're going to install them the same way I do, and then put the white and the ground on the left. And now we'll go ahead and get our receptacle, and then we'll put the wire going from the bottom and going around. So again, right like that. Then we'll go ahead and tighten it down using the impact. And be really careful, only let it click a couple times. That way we don't strip out the terminal. And put the black on, we'll do the same thing. Go ahead and tighten it down and snug it. And then we'll go to the other side. And again, you want to go from the top and around this time. So we'll go ahead and do that. Put it there, then snug it down. And then the other side. Now we just got to do the ground. Hook that onto the green screw. And go ahead and get that on securely. And tighten that down. All right, now we're all installed on the terminals. Fold it into the box, nice and neat. Now all we gotta do is start our screw here. Now do the bottom. And this one needs squared up for sure. So I'll just give it a little torque. Nothing serious. You don't want to bend the flange and then tighten it down. And then we'll get our cover and put that on. And it looks like it needs torque this way a little more. And we'll go ahead and snug that down again. And let's see if it's squared. That looks pretty good. And now take our little screw out of the package. Now since we're using our driver on our impact, I got to use a screwdriver this time. And that looks really good. And as you can see, it was much quicker. So as you just seen, the impact driver is at least 50% faster, if not more, than the old-fashioned screwdriver. But I still like to use the screwdriver just because I feel like it gives me a better job. So I'm going to use that exact same system, but using the screwdriver, and start installing as many outlets as I can. After I get all 10 of my pouch gone, I'm going to reload and just keep on going. As you can see, I got all the receptacles done in this room. It took 7 of them in this case, and I still got to do the switches and coax cable covers, and that's for another video, but that's all there is to installing outlets in a room. If you want to know how I rough wired this room, be sure to check out this video. It'll help you out.